With the arrival of the railroad in the 1880s, what we now know as Old Town Temecula was born.
When the railroad came in, the first beginning of it, that began to bring tourists in from out of the area. Some of them stayed and some of them went on. The railroad ran from San Diego, National City actually, then San Diego into Los Angeles.
The center of town was Front and Main Streets.
In the early days, these were the only two streets. It was the cross street. It was the main intersection. And it has more or less remained that way ever since.
Some very famous buildings are still standing today.
Bank building was built in 1914 by a group of local investors. It was supposed to be absolutely robbery-proof bank. You can see by the thickness of the walls there how sturdy it was. However, the one and only bank robbery in Old Town Temecula occurred here in 1930. The building, Mikado, is across the street over here to my left and your right. It was built in 1880, and then in 1889 it burned and it was rebuilt. It was used as a general store and was the only real general merchandise store here in the town at that time.
One building had some famous guests and a colorful history.
Well, the Welty building is behind you. It's on the corner. That was built by a man by the name of Welty and his wife. It was originally a hotel, and it became a very popular destination during the 1930s for Hollywood celebrities such as Buster Keaton and Fatty Arbuckle and Bill Hart and guys like that.
Old Town's history has changed because of three things.
Number one was the railroad coming in. Number two was the advent of the telephone service here. And the third was the automobile.
Even today, Old Town will still retain its heritage.
The new buildings going up are all very closely monitored as far as the architect is concerned to be sure that it coincides with the type of architecture that was in use in the period from about 1890 to 1920.
From Temecula with photojournalist Paul Sirabu, Andy Crossland, News 27.